to find not just the low-hanging fruit that was very easy to find, but perhaps travel further out. Find not just the local deer, but populations of animals out there that they need in order to get the resources to survive with the increased population size. Now, this population pressure intensification has a twofold effect. As you intensify your efforts, you will degrade your environment, so the environment is being overtaxed, overpredated, and that, combined with the population pressure you're already feeling, is going to cause some people in the society to think, maybe it's time to move on to greener pastures. Maybe this plot of land isn't quite what we want to be anymore. In which case, many times, sections of the population will move out to some place that isn't being overtaxed in a resource environment. And as you can see from the dotted line moving back to population size, this loop right here is one way in which humans can regulate their demographics by releasing pressure, by hiving people off into greener pastures over time. However, if migration happens too often, too frequently in the same society, you're going to get what's called circumscription. This was first introduced as a term by Craniero in 1970 in the Origin and Theory of the State. And what he means by circumscription is when migration is happening over time, they're not just going into nowhere, they're not just going into the ether, they're filling up the land surrounding the society. And as the land around the society fills up, that is going to have a population and resource problem start to occur there, and suddenly those greener pastures aren't so green anymore. There's not just a bunch of available resources all around you. They have their own societies with their own problems they need to deal with, and migration into those areas is no longer a viable solution to the pressures your population is feeling. So circumscription cuts migration off as a solution to population pressure. Once circumscription occurs, you're going to see increases in conflict, not only within a society, but between societies as people fight over the scarce resources they have. And you can see from the dotted line moving back to population size, that will decrease population. But instead of the nice, happy cycle we have here, this cycle is much more vicious, and that's what's in decreasing population size is death, conflict, warfare, and that's the other possible demographic regulator here in the nasty bottom for a simple human society. Now, this nasty bottom has implications not only for single societies in isolation, which, resources, internal conflict, and migration is going to regulate society size,